Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. First things first, apologies for this huge bandage. I got a really bad burn. It got infected. You don't want to know any more than that. So I've got to cover it with this gauze instead of a Band-Aid. Second, I had a really strange month in August. I had a couple of epic fails, but I really felt like I had so much trouble with my backgrounds. I normally have trouble with my backgrounds, but this month I tried doing some certain techniques and they just went so bad so fast. And in one case, I kind of ruined my image. The other one, I'm fine with it. But yeah, so I had this really weird month of not feeling confident with my color choices at all. I wanted to branch out and try like more challenging techniques, let's say, or more challenging to me. That didn't go well. But overall, I had a really good coloring month. I did do my mid-month catch-up and completed pages in mid-month. And I have like another 10 pages that I've done here. So I did get a lot done, and I'm happy with that. It was just a weird month, and let me just say that. So I'm going to push these books over. I'm going to go through my stats really briefly, and then we'll get into the books. And if you're new here and you like what you see, please consider joining the channel. It'll really help me out. So pushing the books over and getting started. Okay, everyone. So here are my stats for August 2025. We're going to go over this really quickly because I don't capture many. YouTube, I started off with 1317. I ended up with 1,390. So I have an additional 73 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. And welcome to anybody that's new. I hope you enjoy our space and that you get a lot of inspiration from the channel. Next up on Instagram, I started with 963. I'm getting close to my 1,000 goal. So that's 982. So I have an additional 19 Instagram subscribers. So it was a really good month for new subscribers. Next up, I have my completed pages. I did 20. I did, I think, 9 at the mid-month catch-up, and I think I'm showing you 11 today. Regarding with whips, I've done so well this year, but I guess I needed a break this month. I've done a big fat 0, so I'm still at 29. I'm still happy with that number. If I could get this down below 20, 10 pages, by the end of the year, that's probably not going to happen. So let me readjust my goal and say 25 or less by the end of the year. So that gives me, 4 whips to work on in like 4 months. I think more is doable, but this last month, I think I kind of got burned out on the whips. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be working at the same speed I was the first several months of the year. I had one buddy color. I do a group buddy color with Christina's Art Corner and Bubble of Coloring in Drum and Vanger, but we have not selected a page in August, so we're probably going to do September, October. My one buddy color this month was in Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen, and it was with Kate Taylor, who I have buddied with before, and I really enjoy talking to her. And she's at Coos_Life in Color, and I will put her name up on the screen, so just in case you didn't catch that. So that is all I have for stats. Thanks for listening to these. I really enjoy watching other people talk about their stats, so I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was very short. So now I'm going to get through the 11 pages that I'd like to show you for the remainder of August 2025. Let me move this over. Now, I did pick a lot of complicated pages this month. So I really felt like I needed to squeeze in a few images that I had not pre-selected so that I could just do a little, you know, reset, kind of like just relax a little. So that's why I included another Enchanted Faces page. And then this one, I did her. And this was part of one of the weird color choices. I originally did her hair blonde. I love her skin. I did her hair blonde. I liked it. I thought, okay, yellow and purple. I started these purple wings and then started to really dislike the color choice and then didn't know what to do in the background. I don't know what I was thinking. I decided to do yellow. I thought it was going to look more gold, and then it just blended too much, so I made some of the strands orange, and I think overall I kind of saved it. It's not my favorite page, but it's not hideous either. Yeah, so I used a lot of alcohol marker. I used my Polychromos pencils, Jelly Roll Glaze, and White Posca. And I used the Jelly Roll Glaze in all these small little flowers. The White Posca was the dots in here. And that is basically all I have to say about this page. Somewhat saved. Again, not the worst page I've ever colored, but you're not the best either. So I love her skin though. I think that came out really, really good. And I think I want to do a video on how I color dark skin because I'm getting much better at it and maybe it'll be helpful to someone else. So probably in October, I'll put something together for that. So look out for that. And the other page I did this month, but I showed in my mid-month, I really, really loved, and it was her. I just love the color combo. There's a lot of color in there, but I like that. So yeah, so those were my two pages in Enchanted Faces by Hannah Lynn. Now it just happens that my second fail is next on this pile. I didn't purposely do that, but let me find where my notes are on this page. Ooh, did I not write this down? I did not, so we're gonna try to wing it, but I think it's almost all okay. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I painted the cat. I did this all in watercolor, and then I decided to do a similar background. I don't know if you guys know, I think her name is Jackie on Spare Room Studio. She does these fantastic watercolor backgrounds. They're really what I would call kind of sketchy looking, like they're layered and they have kind of like splat marks going out and it just looks really organic. And I wanted to do that, and that was such a disaster that I actually had to get my white gouache out and kind of repaint the background. I am leaving it like this. It definitely looks like this cat is floating in midair, maybe jumping down from something. I don't really know. I feel nervous about trying it again, like some kind of other background. Even with my acrylic paints, I don't feel confident with that at all. So for now, at least, I am leaving this as is. I definitely do not like this page. I do not think I saved it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just don't like the page. So that is the page I completed in The Creatures of Ken Matsuda, and I get to cross out a new one. So I've done 3 pages in here. So far, not really thrilled with anything I've done in this book, but it's not the paper. The paper is fine. It takes watercolor pretty well. I just think I'm trying a little too hard to work with the watercolors and less with my pencils, and maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should try using my pencils more. Yeah, I'm better a pencil colorist than I am a watercolorist in these books. So we'll see. All right, so that is The Creatures of Ken Matsuda. Up next, I have Mythic World by Kirby Rosanes, and I did this dragon page. Now, I really like the way it turned out. I just don't know if I should throw a background on it because of my 2 fails that I sort of liked the image and then ruined it when I put a background on. I could do the whole thing black and kind of make this pop. I was thinking of doing just like a gray and then froze and didn't do anything at all in the background. So for now, I'm going to consider this complete. You know, when I'm going through this book later on and I decide, you know, this needs a background, I could always try doing it. But in this page, I used my watercolors, as you could see. Then I put my polychromos on top of that. And then I used the Spectrum Noir glitter, in some cases in color, in other places just the, and I don't think you're going to be able to see that, the clear glitter. So I used just a little bit here and there to try to use some of my other supplies. I've had them for like 3 years and barely used them. So yeah, but overall I'm happy with the page. I'm just, you know, don't know what to do about the background, if anything. So that is from Mythic World by Kirby Rosanes. Up next is another simple page. It's Astro Kawaii from Kevin Teo Art. And I did this little girl in the back. These are the additional pages that he added, and they're different designs. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, they're just bonus pages. And this is, yeah, I think I just don't really like the pink alcohol marker that I have. I just don't like the color of it, but you know, I want to use pink sometimes and I just have to use this color because this is the only one I have, except for kind of like a pinky skin color. But yeah, so it's okay. I mean, I'm happy. I completed another page in this book. It did help offset some of the more difficult pages that I did during the month. So I'm happy with that. And on this, I used my alcohol markers and then my Prismacolor pencils to shade. I also had to do quite a bit of coloring with my Prismas on the sky because my blues are starting to really wear out and it just doesn't look like a smooth coloring. It just, you could start seeing streaks and I don't know. I need to get a new set, but I'm trying to hold off for Christmas for that. But anyway, this is what I did in Astro Kawaii by Kevin Teo Art. Up next, I have Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo. And I did this tiny little page. And I like it. I barely shaded anything. I did do a little bit here and there, but I did almost straight alcohol marker, as you can see. I was using alcohol markers so much that I forgot that this is a double-sided book. So how I'm going to save this page, I don't know. Yeah, I know, ding dong. So yeah, that's what I did. I used my alcohol markers in this book and there it is. And yeah, I don't know. I don't particularly love this page, but I did not intend to ruin it. So yeah, that wasn't too bright, but here we go. I still like it. I still thought it was fun and I didn't catch the mistake till the very end. And I like the color of my shoe. So pretty cool, pinky, springy type, green, yellow. I really like it. So that's what I did. And did I use anything else besides alcohol markers? What did I just say? Kawaii Tarot. Oh yeah, I did. I shaded a little bit with my Polychromos pencils. But most of the shading I tried to do with the alcohol marker. So, Kawaii Tarot by Lulu Mayo. Up next, I have Lady Mechanica by Joe Benitez. And this book, the paper is awful. I don't like it at all. It's difficult for me to color with. And I did use, and this is the page, and this is the other fail in the background. I did use alcohol markers on her. Then I used some watercolor in the background. That was an absolute disaster. I mean, it really, really looked awful. What I've done here is I painted over it with my Posca marker. It did not cover it completely. I don't know if I should go in and just use my gouache paint again and try to make it as white as the paper, or just leave it the way it is. And hey, it's a fail. I mean, that's going to happen. But I did start to shade with my polychromos, and I do not like those pencils at all in this book. So I had to switch to my Prismacolor pencils here. Then I used Jelly Roll Glaze and white Posca. Oh, I also used a gold Signo. I don't know where my Jelly Roll Glaze is, though. Maybe I didn't use the glaze and I decided to use the Signo Gold. I think that's what it is, because I'm not seeing the glaze. But I like her. I think her skin came out nice. Not as nice as the other one in the Enchanted Faces, but still kind of like nice undertones. So I'm happy with that. It's just this background was hideous. I mean, really, really bad color choice. Yeah, it just was bad. So that is all I used in Lady Mechanica by Joe Benitez. Up next, I have Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Agusa. And I did this page. And this was also problematic with the, hold on, let me fix this camera a little bit. Yeah, this was also a fail with the background. I did use my watercolors. I used Inktense, my polychromos, Prismacolors, and gel pens. And I used Inktense in the background. I tried to do a really light layer. Then that didn't work because these two flowers were too light and there was no contrast. So then I did a second layer of Inktense, and that's when it just got really splotchy and streaky, and I could not get, I might have even done a third layer, but I could not get a smooth blend. I could not get a smooth wash at all, like nothing worked. So I had to go over it quite heavily with my Prismacolor pencils. The rest, the flowers, are all the polychromos pencils. And I used the Jelly Roll Glaze on anything that was black and yellow. So on the bees, the ladybugs, and the flowers. And then I used the Spectrum Noir Clear Glaze just on the bee wings. But overall, I think it was saved. I'm okay. I prefer this contrast, and I think it looks okay. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. So that is Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Agusa. Up next, I have Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. This was a buddy color with Kate. Might be Koo's Life in Color. I will put it up on the screen because I'm not too sure about that, but we did the Forest Sprite. If I get her photos in time, I will show it to you in a second. So on this page, I used my Alberdura pencils. Then I used Luminance for the skin. I used Polychromos for the hair and everything else. And then I used gel pen here and there, and it looks like the glaze because it's raised a little bit, like you could see it in the flowers, in the center of the flowers pretty much. Yeah, but I'm really happy with this page. And probably not the best thing to write it like that, but I wrote down the hair combination. Oh, one of the colors, or two of the colors, my mistake. Not all polychromos. 2 Caran Dash Luminance, 2 polychromos colors. I really, really like that hair combination. I think it's really pretty. Yeah, it's kind of like this maroony red, and I thought it went so well with the leaves. And I really like the way I added some cool colors in here to balance out the warm ones. So I really like this page. I think she came out really, really pretty. And if I have received Kate's, it is going to be here. I have seen it. She's done it twice. She did it 2 times. She has 2 books. And I just can't seem to find the photos now. And I know she did a really good job. And she did more of like a spring look, if I remember this properly, that or I dreamt this whole thing. But I'm pretty sure I did see them at one point and can't seem to find them. So if I can find it or if I contact her, her page will be here and you will see that it is very, very pretty. So, okay, that is Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. And totally excited to say I am 50% done with this book. So probably later in the month, I am going to do a flip through of my halfway through this book video. I have no idea what to call that because that was a mouthful. So I will come up with something and post my midway through photos. So that's it. Christine Karen, Wildflower Folk. Up next, I have Dragon Spell, Mythographic Dragon Spell by Joseph Kattenbang. And I did this page, and I love her. I am so proud of this one. I know it's a weird color combination, but I absolutely love it. I don't know what inspired me to do purple hair after I had done all of these warm colors, but I did, and I like it. So I used my alcohol markers here and there, not everywhere. And like all of the gold is pretty much just me with pencil, all of the flames, and the background. But yeah, I did quite a bit with my alcohol markers. Then I used my Polychromos pencils. Oh, I did add watercolor. This is a watercolor background, which I'm okay with. You know, came out good. And then I used Jelly Roll Glaze and the Moonlight. And the Moonlight I used to try to get rid of some of the black lines. They were really noticeable around the flame, so I took those out. But I pretty much left the black lines everywhere else. I don't see anything shiny. So I think that is it, really. Yeah, so I don't know where I used the glaze again. Yeah, I don't know. So it might be just the Moonlight. But I really love her. I think she came out really good. Yeah. Okay, so that is what I did. Mythographic Dragon Spell by Joseph Kattenbang. Up next is Garden Lady by Lana Green. And I did this one so long ago, I feel like I don't even remember which one I did. Oh, I did her. I tried to match Lana Green's as much as I could. And I think I did a pretty good job. I think I think I had a little issue here. I made this orange too orange color. Hers is much lighter. But otherwise, I think, and maybe my cherries are slightly different. But everything else is exactly the same. I tried to use the same colors that I had. And I didn't always have all the right colors. But yeah, I think it came out really well. I was a little worried about this one. And that's why I didn't feel confident in all of this in my color. Yeah, because, I don't know. Hers is pretty bright too, but I could go like a little too bright. And for some people, probably disjointed because I like a lot of color in my pictures. And I don't very often do a limited color palette, but I thought this one, I should probably just copy hers and call it a day. So I used watercolor as a base, and then I used my polychromos pencils. I used gel pens. I can see the glaze, and a white Posca. So the white Posca is around this drink, and I had to try to put in some highlights into these cherries because I had made them too dark. And the rest, in some of the places, I used the Jelly Roll Moonlight to get rid of the black lines. Here in the eyeglasses, I just used the Jelly Roll Glaze. And I think, yeah, no, I used some of the Moonlight here for the dress to get rid of the black lines. Otherwise, that is it. But I'm really happy with her. I mean, how can't I be? The colors are amazing. And I think I did a pretty good job of coloring it. So, yeah, another one done in Garden Lady by Lana Green. I don't know if I'm... Oh, did I mark that one? 29. I did. So I'm about 9 of 35 pages now. So I thought I did more than that, to be honest, but it's a great, great book. I love this book. And the paper takes watercolor pretty well. So that is Garden Lady by Lana Green. And the last book I have for today is Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanes. And I did the Little Red Riding Hood page. And I love the way it came out, guys. I really, really love this page. I had some difficulty with this black wolf. It was a lot harder to do than I thought it was going to be. But let me see what I did on this page. Oh, yeah. All I did were watercolors and polychromos pencils, except for the back. I think I had to, I don't have it written down, but I'm seeing the wax bloom. So I think I had trouble with this background as well. And I had to go over it with my Prismacolor pencils because they're more opaque. And I can cover up some of the streakiness or the mistakes I made with the watercolor. But basically, that's all I did on this page, those 3 items. And like I said, I really love the way she came out. And it took me a long time. I had to keep stepping away from this page and coming back to it because I tried to make this look like real fur. So I did a lot of like these little, what do you call them, tick marks or something when you're just doing short strokes. So there's a million short strokes in here. And I had to do blue, I did brown, I did black. I put a lot of color in here. So yeah, I really just love how vibrant everything is coming out in this book. I absolutely love this paper, and these images are fantastic. So, you know, they're really great to, you know, color as much as you want to, as many colors as you want to. And I think this book fits me. So this is what I did in Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanes. So guys, that is it for August 2025. And again, if I have Kate's, I will have put it in. If not, I will try to show you next month. And otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.